Still watching Morning Live. Now, fans of Isicathamiya, a traditional music genre that has bagged 4 Grammys for South Africa's Ladysmith Black Mambazo, can get ready for the annual competition. Now in its 18th year, it has become one of the major highlights of Durban's arts and calendar festivals, which brings together music fans and singing groups from all corners. Now, to share what we can expect from this year's event, we're joined by Bukhosini, Artistic Director and of course CEO of the Playhouse Company in Durban. Sis Linda, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Sanbonani.
Let's talk about this competition. It's the longest music competition show in South Africa. How did you even manage to do that?
Wow, I didn't even know that. I wasn't aware. But well, I met Professor Joseph Shabalala whilst I was still studying music in New York. They had come to do a concert at Carnegie Hall, the Ladysmith Black Mambazo, and we started chatting about what possibilities could be when we all got back home. This was still in the early 90s. And when I got back home, we started chatting again. And since 1997, we've been going at it with the assistance of people like him, Mihla Jwayo, Professor Msomi, and many others. Some of those older people have now passed on, but we're still standing strong with the younger people who are just very, very passionate about this type of our indigenous heritage in South Africa.
But what keeps Isicathamiya so grounded? I mean, given the amount of, different dance types that keep coming up, but Isicathamiya has always stayed on and kept to its original, name and task.
Well, I think that it has somewhat evolved. Even the moves on stage, they still Katama, which is stocking-like type of moves, but it's become a little bit more modernized. Even the harmonies as well, in terms of the song structures, have become modernized. But you're correct. There's something that still is reminiscent of the older sounds that we used to hear in the 70s, Ladysmith Black Mambazo, and many others. Solomon Linda's group, and so on. I guess that it's very attractive to the practitioners and the followers of the style of music, that they just don't want to veer too far away from those authentic sounds and harmonies that are very unique in terms of a cappella music in Southern Africa.
Now let's talk about this year's competition. What can we look forward to?
Next Saturday, on the 26th, we start the competition at 7 o'clock on the dot, and we've got more than 100 groups after auditions in many different parts of the country that we've had. As part of this, we also have, part of the tradition is to have Oswenka no Buhle, where they choose the best dressed female and the best dressed male. You have to have swag on that stage. And so they come dressed up to the nines from bottom, two-tone Florsheim shoes, to Dobbs head, matching ties and pocket handkerchiefs, sometimes even gloves, and the socks. I mean, it's gotten more and more exciting and more sophisticated. These guys really know how to dress up. And it's actually become the highlight of the competition. After we've heard groups like Olo Homeboys, PMB Homeboys, Uhlelo Lusha, and many others that are returning back again, who are very, very popular, who would give Ladysmith Black Mambazo a run for their title. They're really, really good. And then we have different other sections where we then encourage the younger people. And I guess perhaps part of the longevity is because we have a section where we welcome everybody who's starting up, and then they compete. And after a number of years, those who are good do move up the ranks.
How do groups enter the competition?
We audition. We start as early as February to prepare. So we have endless consultations and meetings, and you can imagine with people mostly from rural areas, from hostels and so on. So we've developed a system of working and ensuring that the message is disseminated accordingly and timeously, so that anyone who wants to come and be part of the festival can be part of the auditions. At this stage, everyone who's participating has gone through audition process, and also in terms of picking their numbers. There is a process of, you don't just get in there, but you know, there are representatives of groups who come and discuss with us what they would like to see each year, what they'd like to bring back from the previous years, and maybe newer innovations.
All right, Linda Bukhosini, thank you so much for talking to us. Always having a pleasure having you on the program. She's artistic director and CEO of the Playhouse Company in Durban, speaking to us about Isicathamiya competition. It's in its 18th year, so it has a lot going for it.